welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. Oh, we're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs and service dogs. Why not? One digital footprint at a time. Brandon Jonescu, Healing Heroes.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
How you doing? My
Pretty
respect
good.
to you, man. You're
Thank
just,
you.
We have with us also a beautiful. She's a trained service dog.
Yes. She's actually my own service dog. She's an inspiration.
Hi, baby.
For Healing Heroes. I had PTSD and traumatic brain injury. I'm a veteran. Come from 2 tours of Iraq.
Right.
Medevaced out. Had 3 back surgeries. Fun little story. But Healing Heroes came from her and what she's done for me.
Let's go back a little bit. Your experience in the war in Iraq.
Yes, sir.
And what happened to you. Take us to that moment. How did it happen?
Well, I spent 2 different tours in Iraq.
Right.
One in the initial invasion, we actually drove through Kuwait. We actually, saw many things. We saw what you call crispy critters. When the vehicle is, blown to shreds, and you have somebody trying to climb out that's a charred body. So we saw mass grave sites. We saw, people getting killed in cold blood.
And Brando, these are young kids.
Yes.
Watching this horror for the very first time.
Yes.
Perhaps we've seen these things on TV, on the movies, et cetera, but you kids, and I say kids,
Right.
very respectful.
Well, I was 18 when I went in, so I was very yeah.
young, watching these things in horror.
Absolutely. Without any preparation, they don't really tell you, what even what PTSD is. We had to kind of figure it out on our own, and then the community came around us, about 10 years too late. So it's the same thing as every other, generation. We had shell shock. We had, battle fatigue. They were all, if you look at it, there's always these different terms, but it was all PTSD.
When you come back, then did you feel a sense of solitude? Did you feel a sense of I'm alone in here? Something is not right.
Absolutely, and that's part of the problem. We also think that people would be better without us. That everyone's there's somebody else better for everyone than us, because we feel we're damaged goods at that point. Because if we can feel that depression and anxiety all the time, that we become introverts even if we were naturally extroverts, based off of our PTSD or a brain injury.
And so the idea of training service dogs to help you heal, to help you go through the post-traumatic stress
Correct.
Syndrome,
Correct.
Came from you.
Not the actual concept, but I went through a local program in Peoria, and they were doing a couple things that were fantastic, but they were not helping people that weren't combat veterans. They were only helping combat veterans, which it suited me.
Right.
But there were some guys that had combat but didn't get their PTSD from combat. They got it from being a police officer or border patrol or something like that after the fact, and they weren't eligible for those different programs.
Right.
So I opened it up to first responders as well, and also pretty much anyone that has anxiety, depression. We have a gentleman that has stage 2 Alzheimer's. That's a Korean War veteran. We have a 14-year-old high school girl that lost 8 people last year that we're helping her. Children that have autism. We're in our next litter of golden doodles that are coming out. We are going to be providing dogs to go into special needs classes to help with testing anxiety, things like that.
It's amazing. So your organization trains the dogs?
Yes, I'm a personal dog trainer. I'm certified as an AKC evaluator. So we start up at the AKC Star Puppy Program if we get them as a puppy, and then we go all the way up to what's called a Canine Good Citizenship Test level, and that's basic obedience at the AKC standard. And then we go into task training, so
Yep.
It could be anything from a forced retrieve to bracing if someone's had say a back injury like I have.
Yeah.
We can teach them to do front and rear blocks to make them
Where you going, girl? Yeah.
interrupting.
No, she's fine.
Go ahead.
She's the star of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she is. She's
You
pretty
poor
awesome.
baby. Molly. And so, where do you get all these dogs? Where do you get all these puppies?
We get them anywhere. We get
Do
them.
people donate them?
Some people
or?
will donate them. We will also. I have some golden retrievers myself, so sometimes we've studded our male for a litter of the pup to provide it to our people. We are 100% volunteer, but we also. We don't have an income. I'm a disabled veteran, so I get my income from the VA,
Right.
which pays my bills, but it also, doesn't give us extra to do it. So we highly rely on personal donation.
Where can people donate?
They can actually go straight to our website, which is healingheroesaz.org.
Okay.
And that's with 2 E's instead of EA. We have a PayPal connected. We also, you Google us, you can find us, which has an address attached as well. We always have car shows, different kinds of events to try to raise money. Everyone can help in some way or another.
Can you imagine your life without Molly?
No, there's a little saying that I bring up sometimes, that she is like Nana from Peter Pan. She basically does everything for me except for administer meds, and she never argues with me. So she's fantastic, and she'll be with me for quite a while longer. So
If you didn't have her, where would you be now? I mean, what do you think your life would be without the assistance of this beautiful little lab right here?
I don't know. I honestly, I may not be alive today. If someone tells you that they haven't had their own bouts with depression and considered, ending their life because of the things we've seen and done, I wouldn't believe them for a second. The VA says that only 2 in 5 veterans have PTSD, but I'd probably only encounter maybe 1 out of every 30 people that I meet on the street that don't have it.
Wow.
So, and PTSD is not a combat trauma phenomenon. A lot of people think that it is, but you can get it from a car accident or a home invasion. You can get it, anything on the street, really,
Right.
and people don't realize that. And I just want everyone to know that anyone is eligible for our program. Literally the only time we've ever turned someone down is because they were a sex offender.
Right. Any type of traumatic event.
Exactly.
Yeah, would probably cause the
Exactly.
PTSD. Now, let me ask you this. So how does she help you specifically?
Well, if you see how she's engaging you right now.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes,
if-
you are.
She always picks up on, even if it's not necessarily stress, but even some anxiety. She will come and just give you comfort, for one, which a lot of people.
And it's not judgmental.
Right,
It's
exactly. Well, and the
pure love.
problem with the industry is they see that, okay, that's emotional support, which it's separate between a service dog and an emotional support animal.
Okay.
They don't have the access that a service dog does by ADA regs. So if that's all she did, if this was it, then she couldn't be a service dog.
Oh, really?
Because she's not doing any tasks to provide for me. It's just emotional support. But she can do anything like a front or rear block to give me space when I'm feeling anxious around someone else.
Oh, really?
Yes. She will do a forced
So
retrieve.
she would stand in front
Yes, sir.
of you
Yeah, so
and
then
create a little bit of a space?
Exactly. So, for instance, if I'm at a checkout counter, we would even have her, I would do a rear block to where she'd be literally behind my back. Therefore, she would be blocking the person from behind me and make me feel secure.
That's so cool.
So it's really endless. I've taught dogs to touch the handicap signs so they can get into the doors, automatic doors, or hitting light switches. If you can think of it, a dog can do it for you.
How long does it take to train?
It's really based off of the age of the dog, also on how diligent the trainer is. Because I don't only train the person or the dog, but I train the person as well. Because a lot of guys, they don't know how to work with dogs, or they don't use their voice, or they won't use their hand signals along with the command, or just don't know how to deal with a dog that may be disobedient in teaching those tasks.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I have hope. I got hope.
It's no, it's very possible. You just have to find out what their motivation is. It's the same thing as any person. If you can find what interests them, you can teach them anything.
Awesome. Let's see if she can take us out. You want to, Paul? You want to give me your
Oh,
paw,
and
baby?
she'll smile straight for you.
You want to smile
she
to
loves
the
it.
camera? You want to smile
Molly.
to the camera? You want to? We're out.